All right, so we're now live, and thank you to everyone that's joining us today and who will be joining us throughout the live. So I just want to introduce myself. So my name is Sophie Davis, and for those of you that have caught my channel previously, you'll know that I do everything to do with hair care and just sharing my story about hair loss, but not only my own journey, but other people's journey. And today I've got with me Lyndon from the Aspired Diabetic. So I just want to say a big welcome, Lyndon, and thank you for joining me today. So it's lovely to have you here. And I just want to welcome everyone again that's joining on today that will be joining us throughout the live. So it's really wonderful to have you on, Lyndon. And how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, Sophie. Thank you very much for being on your platform today, on your Sophie K. Davies wash hair day, you know.
Yeah, don't worry about that, Lyndon. Can I just say a shout out to Miss Rebel Jewel who's joined us today. I'm actually going to be sharing with you one of the actual ingredients that Miss Rebel mentioned in one of my posts. So yeah, so thank you for joining me, and I love the fact that we connected through actually a radio event that I did. We've kind of been connected for a while actually, but most recently through doing Luton Live. So it was like a really great thing because I didn't realize that like what you'd actually done and things that you do for the community in general. So if you'd like to start by telling me a bit more about yourself and your background.
Are you talking to me? Rebel Jewel.
I'm talking to you, Lyndon.
Yeah.
Yes. You're the person that I'm live with, so I'm talking to you.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Sophie. My background is I'm of Jamaican descent. My parents were from Jamaica. I've been a chef for over 30 years, working in different establishments from hotels, restaurants, banqueting. I've done private catering, my own catering. I've worked for service with celebrities as well. So yeah, it's been a up and down career for me in the last 30 years. But to be honest with you, I've enjoyed doing my cooking, my chefing. I really enjoy the industry, and that's one of my biggest passions. But in October 2015, my life changed when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And when I was diagnosed, I didn't even know what diabetes was at that time until I found out what the symptoms were of diabetes. I had all the symptoms of diabetes, which we could talk about afterwards. But the thing about it, there's so many people out there with diabetes and they don't know what diabetes is or what the effects of diabetes has on their body, you know. And I was in that category. I was mentally and physically not in the right shape for over a year, and I had issues that a lot of men deal with, where we don't talk about what we go through. And I was just one of those gentlemen. So October 15, when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I was shocked, I was surprised. And what made it more surprising is when my doctor's face changed, the expression of face when they said that I'm diabetic, you know, because with diabetes, I was diagnosed as type 2. The main two is type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is when the pancreas doesn't produce any insulin, so you got to inject yourself. Type 2 is when the pancreas is not functioning properly or efficiently, and you may have to inject yourself with insulin. And the other side of type 2 is when you have too much blood glucose in your blood. Really, your blood sugar level is very high in your blood. So that was me, type 2. So when I was diagnosed, my HbA1c, and the HbA1c is a level that they monitor you for the last 3 months, your blood glucose level. Mine was 92, and it's supposed to be 42 and below. Yeah. Also, they do a pinprick in your finger where they take a bit of the blood. They do a quick test, and that test would show 5 and less. Mine was 15.9 at that time. So I was in the danger zone, but I didn't realize how bad it was. So my doctor went like that. She literally went like that. And when her arm went over, she went to get the medication. She said, we need to put your medication. I'm thinking to myself, I don't do medication because throughout my life, I've never taken any form of medication. I've never been really ill to say I want to take anything. And the other thing that I realized is my brain clicked in to say, okay, where have I heard the word diabetes before? Where have I heard of it? And the first time was when my friend's mother, she wasn't well, and we visited her. And the first thing she said to me, she said, Lyndon, the sugar get me. Yeah. And when you say the sugar get me, in Jamaican term, that means diabetes. And the reason why they don't say diabetes in Jamaica or Caribbean, because that's the death sentence. You know, they see it as a death sentence. You know, so with diabetes, and the second time is when my cousin Ken was type 1 diabetic, and he got diabetes through type 1 through stress, and his story was so remarkable. I said, Ken, you need to share your story about how you became type 1 diabetic. But one thing he said to me, Lyndon, if you ever become diabetic, don't take any medication because there's side effects to it. So I thought to myself, okay, fine. You know, sometimes you hear something with one ear, comes out the other side, and you take no notice of it until that word comes up again, you know, and then it clicks. Okay, wow. So I said to my doctor, you know something, can I try without medication? Can you give me the opportunity to try medication? And they said, listen, I don't recommend it, but we give you 3 weeks to have a go. Yeah, come back with another blood test. So within 3 weeks, that's 25 days, I went away, and within 25 days, I came back. My blood sugar had gone from 92 down to 77, another 28 days down to 77, down to 60, and then from 60 down to 41, in a total of 105 days without prescribed medication. You know, so that's a bit about, thank you. You know, that's a bit about what I done and how I done it. But when I done it, I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. I really didn't realize what I was doing at the time. The only thing that I'm thinking to myself, how did I become type 2? And that was through my diet, what I was putting in my mouth on a day-to-day basis. So if I was eating pasta, rice, potatoes, my fizzy drink, my snacking, what did I have to do to reverse it? And the only thing I knew was to take them out of my diet. Yeah, remove them from my diet. So that's what I did. Just so that you know, I'm not a medical person. Yeah, if you want to do anything that I done, always consult with your doctor or your nutritionist or your dietitian first. Yeah, and you always get support as well. So that's just an overview of what I done and how I done it. To simplify it, I put it down to 4 simple things. Number 1 is your mindset. Yeah, how I do it? What do I need to do? You know, has anybody done it before? What pattern do I need to follow? Number 2 is diet. What do I need to take out of my diet, stop eating, and what do I need to bring into it? What do I need to eat? Yeah. Number 3, physical activity. I was overweight, I had a big stomach. Yeah. And the only reason why I knew that because my mother told me. My mother said, Lyndon, your belly will get big. You know? When my mom's Jamaican, she said, Lyndon, your belly will get big. It's like, wow. That's like, Mom, you can't talk to me like that. I'm the baby of the family. So this is how it is, she said. So that was one of the things. And the 4th thing, intermittently fasting. Yeah, intermittently fasting. But I didn't realize I was intermittently fasting. Basically, what intermittently fasting is staying away from food throughout the day for a certain amount of time. Maybe 5-6 hours a day, just drinking liquids. And that's what I was doing. I would take my daughter to school in the morning for 8:30. And then after that, what I'll do, I'll go straight to the gym, yeah, to lose the weight and to get fit again. And that was my goal. So I was doing that 4 or 5 times a week for 4 or 5 hours a day. And that's what they call intermittently fasting. But every month, I was doing a 24-hour fast. I was conscious of being fast because I was going for a blood test. So when I'm going for a blood test, if you want your blood sugar to be low, the best thing to do is abstain from eating. Don't eat no food. Yeah, don't eat nothing that's going to put carbohydrates or sugar into the system. So that's what I was doing. So that's the 4th thing I put it down to.
Okay, brilliant. So we kind of answered the second question, which was maybe what inspired you to write the book. So thank you for sharing your story about your journey with diabetes. And I know people personally in my family directly that have been affected by it. I just want to say hi to CODE Barber. Thank you for joining us as well. So how did you, Lyndon, how did you get into the restaurant industry? And because I know you're a well-renowned chef, I know that you've worked in places like the Savoy. So how did you actually get into that industry? Was that through actually your journey of being a diabetic?
No, that journey started at a young age, because I was very passionate about cooking when I was younger. There's a terminology we call a latchkey kid. So the latchkey kid is a person who's got the key on. So when you come home, you can let yourself in. So I was the baby of the family. I was the youngest. So when I'd come home, you know, I go into my mum's garden. I'd get some scallion, which they call spring onion, and I'd chop that, wash it on, I'd chop it up, put it in a frying pan. Then I throw some baked beans in there, you know, and I make myself a couple of fried eggs, you know, and bread and a cup of tea. And that's what I used to do when I came home. I always used to make something when I came home from school. So my passion for cooking started from there. And when I left school, when I was at school, secondary school, we went into home economics. So back then you had a choice of needlework, metalwork, woodwork, home economic, biology. You know, so you had to choose 3 or 4 of those. So one of them was the home economics for me. So I was always doing home economics. I enjoyed it. Then there's just 2 guys doing home economics back then in my class of about 20 people. So the rest of them was young girls then. Yeah, so they used to be asking me because they see what I'm doing, and I was good at what I was doing. They'd say, "How do you do this? How do you?" And they were asking me for advice. You know what I'm saying? Which is really complimentary. So I thought I'll follow my passion. So when I left school, I applied for a YTS scheme. Yeah, young trade scheme back then. They call it a government scheme. Am I giving away my age now?
I never heard of that. But I'm not that well. I'm young, but not that young.
Okay.
So that was a scheme, was it? So like, almost like an apprenticeship scheme.
Yeah, it was a government scheme. It was a government
right.
scheme. Yeah, it was a government scheme. So we had to go through several interviews to get the job. So out of 2,000 people, about 2,000 people, 12 of us were selected to go on the scheme, and I was one of the 12 to go on the scheme after going through a selection of interviews. It was so that's where my passion started, and from there, I stayed at a hotel where I worked at different departments from housekeeping, from the kitchen, from front of desk, the back offices, porter, everything. I've done everything in the hotel. And after that 12 months, you choose which department you want to go into. Yeah. So I went to the kitchen, so I went straight to the kitchen. So that's when my passion started to grow and grow in the kitchen, the environment, and I just love that environment. And from there, I went on to take my my certificate. Then I went on to the Savoy very early in my early years as well. So I even worked at Hamley's, the toy shop. Do you remember Hamley's toy shop?
Yeah, it's still around, isn't it? Yeah, I know.
So I was working there. I think I lasted about 2 months in there, I think it was, because that's when I got the job for the apprenticeship for Savoy Hotel. I did. So I went on to the Savoy from there, and the Savoy just put me focused, you know. My goal was for like 2 years, get all of my certificates, get all my accreditations from there. And they said once you work at the Savoy for like 18 months, they give you a certificate, and the certificate is actually in my book. It's in the book. And after that, they said you can work anywhere. You can work anywhere. And after that, I had the opportunity to work so many places. So that's where it opened up for me. And I just continued working from there. I worked in banks from there. I've done a lot of casual work as well while I was working at the bank. Because when I was working at the bank, I was working like 7 till 3:30. Then in the evening time, you're bored. So me and my friends, we used to go and do extra work in the evenings after working. You know, so that was, you know, so that's it really. And people just got to know me after that. Asked me to do private jobs for them, house jobs, birthday parties, all kinds of things. You know.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So it's developed from there, and I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
Oh, fantastic. That's so amazing. And I truly believe that I noticed a difference, Lyndon, in not only my general health, but the health of my hair. And I know a lot of people do things where they're putting things on their hair. However, it's something where actually consuming it is actually more effective than putting it on your hair, because then the nutrients are just going throughout the body, through the organ, helps the organs work more effectively, or emitting certain foods. So as the saying goes, health is wealth. So we actually, me and you had a list together of foods that we kind of thought were the most effective. I just want to say hi to Regina as well, who's joined us. So I'm just going to share my screen if I can. Hopefully it will work. And then to get our list of foods up. Because it really is about, I really do believe it is about what you consume as well. So hopefully everyone can see the list. Can you see it now, Lyndon? Yeah, perfect. So I basically did a list, and these are all the things that I've noticed personally that a lot of ladies and gents are using in their not only their hair practice, but just their whole their well-being in general. I know you said that maybe potatoes isn't the best one, but that's on the left side. Is a list of what I generally eat. I don't eat a lot of potatoes, but I do eat a lot of the rest of the foods. But in particular, you've picked these the 5 ingredients, but I've added okra in there as well. So would you be able to tell me what the benefits, firstly, of the moringa are?
Well, the benefit of moringa is full of nutrients. It helps build your immune system as well. It helps with one of the things with the moringa is a product that helps reduces the blood sugars naturally. It does. So this is what you want. You want specific products that's going to do certain things for the body. Naturally. So if somebody's offering you a tablet, for example, that you're not used to, that's going to add adverse effect on your body, find a natural ingredient could probably do exactly the same thing. Yeah, that's not going to have an adverse effect on your body. Yeah, so you got more chance of a natural product. But with moringa, I came to be honest, I came across moringa after I reversed my diabetes. You know.
Oh, really? Okay.
To be honest with you, a lot of the products that I talk about now, moringa, turmeric, cinnamon, certain things. I found out about those bitter gourd, Corella. I know you got Corella on there as well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Corella as well. I found out about those after I reversed my type of diabetes. Yeah. So a lot of the talks that I do now, like the moringa and the okra you're talking about, and my 5 ingredients. These are things that we talk to people about to help them do what I've done, but in a more natural way. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when I done it, I wasn't focused on certain ingredients. I would focus on water, just losing the weight, and that kind of thing. So I done some research, but not all research. So the moringa is good for anti-aging as well.
Wow, yeah,
anti-aging as well. It detoxes.
So it's a natural collagen. Yeah.
It's a detox for the liver as well. Okay, it's got natural antibiotics in it as well. And that's why I love about certain ingredients. And it's very high in vitamin C as well. It is.
Ooh, yeah, perfect.
You know, so.
Yeah, and that's really good. The vitamin C, the collagen, they're all again, even though they may be linked to the health of our organs, they also promote hair growth. They also promote healthy hair.
Yeah.
So, what would you say, Lyndon? Going on to the next one, CMOS. What are the? I know roughly what the benefits are, but if you tell me your kind of personal experience with the CMOS.
Well, my specialty is full of all the nutrients, yeah, and magnesium. Because it comes from the sea, the sea is full of nutrients at the bottom. So when you're having something like sea moss, they call it Irish moss in Jamaica. But when we were younger, we didn't know much about it. But sea moss is such a big thing now. I take sea moss on a regular basis now because it energizes the body. Anything that you put in is full of nutrients, elements of nutrition, health and well-being is gonna vitalize the body. It's gonna vitalize the body. And one of the things that you find when I stopped eating meat, I thought to myself, so where am I going to get my protein from? You know, because I don't eat meat. And psychologically, we think we need to eat meat to get protein. But like on the list, we've got avocado. Yeah, you get protein from natural proteins from avocado. You know, so with CMOS is a product that a lot of people are going to enjoy more when they start to use it and induce it with flavor. I like mine with lime and lemon, yeah. And because I'm a chef, I know what foods I can add to things like CMOS, okra to make it taste better. So ingredients on a regular basis is going to help with the body, internal part of the body. So with the internal part of the body, once you start cleaning the body inside, it's going to go to your head as well. So you're going to get yeah. Because
100%.
Yeah, because I remember when I was younger, I had a lot of dandruff in my hair. You know.
Oh, okay.
When you start eating more oily foods, the oils go to the head. You know.
And the sebum, I can imagine, like, you don't even have to add that oil to your scalp because it's generating the natural sebums.
Yes. Yeah. You know, so
brilliant. Yeah, and then avocado. So you said, of course, CMOS protein, avocado protein. So what's one of the things that you like about avocado?
Avocado, there's so many things you could do with avocado. Because I know they use it for the face now, for masks now. I know they've been using ingredients to wash it, put in the hair as well. Because it's got protein, so you're adding nutrition to the body. That's what you want to do to growth. So when you start stimulating the roots, the skin, yeah, you're putting nutrition into it. You're putting nutrients that's going to help the roots and to keep the skull much more relaxed, much more elastic. It gives it that vibrant feel, you know. And the thing about it, when sometimes you're scratching your head all the time, there's something wrong if you're scratching your head all the time.
Yeah. It's inflamed, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But with the avocado's good in so many ways. You could use it on a spread when you're making for sandwiches. You can replace it with butter. You got the avocado oil as well. So you could use avocado oil. So you do so many different things you can do with it, you know.
Yeah. And do you use it in dessert as well? Because there's something where I've made vegan mousses with avocado as well.
Yes, I made chocolate cake. I have.
Oh, nice.
I made a chocolate cake. So what we done, we replaced the butter with avocado instead.
Yeah.
And it still works out very, very well. But the vegan side of things, I'm looking more and more into, of the ingredients what you can do. So I'm doing some cooking sessions now, looking at more foods that we can help with what do you call it, with health and well-being.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's fantastic.
Maybe one day we could put a menu together of foods that can work for the brain, for the hair, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love that. I do like to cook. I know people that may be able to cook better than I can, but yeah, I do love to cook. I'm big on experimenting as well.
Yeah,
So the next one, pomegranate. I
pomegranate.
love to get pomegranate fresh from the local market. I don't generally get it from the supermarket, but and I know again that has been a major factor in our health in general. So what do you think, what is your kind of best tips on that, using pomegranate and the benefits of it?
The benefits of pomegranate, the number one thing for me, for personally, for pomegranates, yeah, number one, pomegranate helps with the circulation of the blood. Yeah, it helps with the circulation of the blood. So if you're putting something in your body, that's going to help clear your arteries. It helps you from your heart. It clears the heart, your legs as well. It helps for the mind. Goes for the blood cells, so it helps the blood cells within your head as well. Your hair follicles, when they go into the hair. So all the blood cells, if it's clean and it's clear, it helps rejuvenate the body. It does. So a lot of people, we've got energy, so we've got clear flow of body. Sometimes I'm sitting down and I rub my arms. There's nothing there, but I look at my vein and you can feel the blood just rolling through, running through. Yeah. You're having a good clean out sometimes.
Wow.
Well.
And does pomegranate react quite quickly as well?
Yeah.
Is it something that you just notice the difference straight away over some things that you'd eat, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think
maybe cinnamon. Cinnamon is another thing for the blood, I believe. Pomegranate, how much of it do you have to consume on a regular until you see the results?
I think if you do pomegranate, if like you're taking a fresh one, take pomegranate every day on a regular basis, you know, because you get a carton pomegranate, it's a litre one. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you're going to get a drinks one, get a 100% pomegranate one, get a 100% natural one, you know. I normally get the fresh ones. We eat the fresh ones. And, you know, they're easy to do and easy to prepare, and they're nice as a snack as well.
Yes.
Nice as a snack as well. And I think with pomegranate, you're eating it on a regular basis. You can put it in your salads, you can put it in your drinks, you know, you can put it in your foods. If you like the taste of pomegranate, yeah, you can put it in certain foods. Say for example, you're frying fish now. You're doing a fish dish, yeah, you can sprinkle pomegranate on top of that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And then with the flavors of the fish, or even if it's a vegetarian or vegan dish, you put it in there, you're going to get that benefit of the pomegranate with the other flavors as well. So this is the benefit of pomegranate. But let me just say, every 22 seconds, somebody loses a lower limb through diabetes. Yeah. Every 22 seconds, somebody loses a lower limb through diabetes. Maybe a toe, a feet, a leg, something like that through diabetes. But what pomegranate will do and help you, yeah, is it will help to prevent it, because it's going to help with the circulation. Yeah. It will help with the circulation. So that's one of the things about pomegranate. So there's a combination of foods that's going to help with the body to cleanse it, to clean it, and to neutralize it. You know, to invigorate it, give the body the nutrition. You know?
Wow, that's incredible, and I love the taste of it. Like it has like a kind of crunchy, like texture. It's nice. It took a while getting used to, but I like getting it from the market sometimes as well, because their ones are a lot bigger than if you go to the supermarket. So if you can, sometimes it's best to get it from the market, because you get more out of it and it's easier to peel as well. That's what I've found anyway. So blueberries, I'm actually like drinking some my smoothie with blueberries in it. And I love to eat consume it every day. And it doesn't have much, it does have a taste to it, a noticeable taste, but what's the best thing, the benefits from the blueberries?
I think like you're saying, that the flavor sometimes, it's a shame we're living in an environment now where certain beautiful foods like blueberries. If you go to certain countries in Europe, you taste blueberries, you can tell you the fullness and the juiciness of it. Here now in the UK, it's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so flavorous. So it's hit and miss sometimes with blueberries. But generally, I eat blueberries 99% of the time, nearly every day. You know, my wife goes, "What should I buy at the shops? Blueberries, please." You know, give my blueberries. You know, just give my blueberries. So this was one of my weaknesses when I was reversing my diabetes. I'd always have blueberries. Yeah. And part of my story is when I used to go to the gym for 3 or 4 hours and I'd come back after workout, I'd always have a pint of blueberry and a banana afterwards. Yeah. So when I came back to my car, it was on my seat waiting for me. My blueberry, banana.
And you just snack on it. It's so easy to eat.
So a lot of people, they wonder what can I snack on now that I'm not snacking? You can snack on blueberries. And let me tell you the benefit of blueberries. The benefit of blueberries, it helps with the eyes.
I didn't know that.
Well, for diabetic, and also blueberry is a flavonoid food. A flavonoid food is a food that heals and nourishes the pancreas. Yeah. If you're pre-diabetic, if you're diabetic, and you got issues with the pancreas, find a food or an ingredient that's going to heal and nourish it. Why not? Yeah, and that's what blueberries does. It's part of the flavonoid group, which heals and nourishes the pancreas. So with the blueberries, I was eating lots of blueberries. So when I went for my eye test, they call it a retinopathy test. Yeah, okay. They check the blood vessels in your eyes. Yeah, and that's even in my book as well. So my blood vessels were perfect at that time. It was.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
So the blueberries is full of nutrients, yeah, and vitamins as well to help with the body. So it does multiple works for the body. It does. So and the good thing about blueberries, like you said, you're putting it in your blender now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you come on to the next one, I'm gonna give your listeners or your viewers some information on the next.
Yeah, last but not least, the okra. So I know Miss Rebel said that she caught one of your shows actually, and it had you did a recipe. Was it a juice? I can't see the comments or anything, but it was a juice. For okra. How did that go about? Because I'm not used to hearing about it for actually savoury dishes. And obviously in the hair too now at the moment. So it sounds very interesting.
Well, okra is full of nutritional value, and the main thing for okra for diabetics, it helps reduce the blood sugars naturally, just like the moringa. So because it helps reduce the blood sugars naturally, what happens is, for example, I haven't got one with me, it's in my kitchen. You get an okra, you cut it in half or the quarters, yeah, and then you just put it into the water, yeah. That's a 200 water. So in that size bottle, you put in about 3 or 4 in there, yeah. You leave it out for the day at room temperature, and then you can put it in the fridge overnight. And then when you see it, it may start to ferment down or get slightly slimy, yeah. That's a good time when you can start drinking it. Drinking the water, the okra water. But like the look on your face, Sophie, that okra water thing, okra, favorite, yeah. This is normal.
Yeah, no, but I love it when it's slimy, because that's the bit that I'm used to having with fish. I've just not drank it before. So is it like if you're drinking aloe vera or even the Cbos?
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing about it, with the okra, you could enhance the flavor. You could put cinnamon in there. You could put cucumber in there. You could put celery in there. You could put fresh mint in there. And what you could do, you could take it and put blueberries in it and blend the blueberries in the water as well. Yeah. You could add some cinnamon to that. You could add some a bit of moringa to that if you want as well. Fresh mint as well. You can have some agave to that as well. Give it a bit of
Ooh, I love agave.
yeah.
Mm.
Or you can make a little concoction for yourself, yeah, to make the okra water more edible. You know,
And then you get those benefits
don't
from
slide
it.
and go. Don't slide and go.
That sounds so fun. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen. So that's, oh, there we go. Oh, bear with me. I think I've done the wrong thing. There we go. And I'm going to stop sharing. So yeah, that's fantastic. So I just want to say hi to everyone that's joined the Afrocentrics, a way of life, KIHB's world. Thank you for joining us. And I just want to read the comments as well. So Miss Rebel Jules says so many benefits from natural foods. I love okra making. I will be making this. And everyone says hello to us. So thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. So, and thank you, Lyndon, for sharing the breakdown. You know what? I didn't know like how beneficial. And a way of life says thank you, great info. So yeah, it's so interesting that what these things actually do, and that you can actually, I know like there's a lot of foods you can put in savory to sweet or the opposite, but the okra thing just got me. And it's one thing where like growing up, but when you have like steamed fish with rice and peas, the okra on the top, I'm still like trying to get used. It's the mindset. It's the mindset.
But this is what I do know, Sophie. I help people who I talk to who are not used to having certain foods. Don't forget, if you've been eating all your cakes, your biscuits, all your sweet things, all the savory things all your life, the salty things all your life, and then you got to come off of those things, what do you replace it with? That's the question. And that's the hardest thing. So what I do with people, the number one thing I say to them is, what do you like? Make a list of the foods that you do actually enjoy, yeah, and let's create something from that. You know, so, for example, give me 5 things you like, 5 ingredients.
Me, it's going to be on our list. I do have a treat now and then, but I really do prefer like more vegan foods. I do love things like okra is one of my favorites, blueberry, I have it all the time, strawberries. I do like my chicken, don't get me wrong. I used to be a vegetarian for like 14 years, but that didn't work out. So, and I do like Cbos. Cbos was one thing that growing up, it was like I didn't enjoy it because of the taste. But obviously, as you get older, your palate, like you kind of open yourself up to more food. So I'd say everything that's on the list, even coriander, I did not like. I had a friend actually in school, and he's a celebrity chef as well. So he one time he cooked for me and my twin sister. Well, not cooked, but he done little snacks for her. And then he did red melon, no, watermelon. And then he got some feta cheese and coriander. And I was like, what is this? It was just, the coriander killed it. But I was like, oh, the coriander and the melon, I didn't know melon could be incorporated in that way. So because the coriander was added to it, it made me eat it, but I left the coriander on the side. But now I put coriander in everything. Everything.
And just think, coriander is another flavonoid food which helps with the blood sugars, and it helps with it's a flavonoid sugar. It helps with the pancreas as well. So there you go, you know. And obviously you like thyme, don't you?
Yeah, I love thyme. Yeah.
Even having a thyme tea is nutritional. The benefits of thyme tea is unbelievable for the body. So everything's like a detox. It's like one. If you're having issues with your hair, for example, yeah. One of my friends, he had alopecia and he had Crohn's disease. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
He was a bit of a mess. Yeah. So he was trying everything to get back to normal. But when he started to eat cleaner foods, more natural food, yeah, after a few years, it took many years for him to get to this stage though. His hair started to grow one day. Yeah. It
wow.
suddenly started to grow one day. He was like a different person. Crohn's is gone as well. You know.
No,
Yeah, you
see?
start putting more food and certain things. It's like you're detoxing your body, cleansing your body.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's all the fiber.
Yeah.
Fiber as well. That plays such an important part because if you're not really having like movements during the day, like maybe even twice a day, then something's not right. So fruits, those kind of, even those ingredients that we spoke about, having those daily in our diet is so important because it's just regulating the system. I
Yes.
can imagine. Yeah.
So one of the first things I when I talk to people who approach me, they want to reverse the diabetes. I tell them you need to detox the body first. You need to start cleansing the body. You know, because there's certain things in the body that's going to clear, take the junk out. Yeah, and that's what you need to do. You know,
Wow.
even when you're head, your follicles, yeah, they can be blocked. Yeah, because of the build-up of what they call it?
The oils.
Yeah, you know, on the chest you get the mucus, in the head and other things like fat. You get fatty bits in the body as well that blocks the follicles. You know?
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic. And I'll just read the comments here. So the Afrocentric says, I knew about the okra water, just find it hard to drink slimy water. That's funny. And then Miss Rebel Jewel says, I drank fresh thyme in my later pregnancy. A Rastaman told me it would help my labour. I don't know if it did or didn't. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. That's incredible, Miss Rebel. Like that, just things like that people don't know that they can drink it naturally with staying away from medication. And that kind of information is so helpful on many levels. And even if we think it does one thing, it can always benefit for another thing.
And another thing that's very beneficial to us, and we don't realize, is olives as well.
I had that today.
In the black community, you don't really eat alien, you know?
Oh, I eat it every day.
You can make tea from it, you know? Olive leaf tea.
You know what? I've actually seen olive tea in the market shops. You know when they have like we've got Dalgety, of course, Dalgety, but then there's the other ones where they do even more different teas.
Brands, yeah.
But I actually I was on an event today, and on Joan Bailey's event today, and they one of the speakers, he actually done an event about the teas that he does, and I think that he had, I can't remember how many different teas he had. He had plenty of them.
Yeah, I was on a bit for that as well. I was on a bit. I couldn't say all three. Yeah, I popped out.
Yes, I did. I don't know if you caught the bit with the tea. He had all different teas and stuff, which is amazing. I can imagine that might have been on the list as well. Yeah. He said they weren't your average tea; they're just like all different kinds. So. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking that one up. And then what I'll do is I'll link, if I find any teas or any recommendations, then I'm going to put it in our description once we've finished our live. And then Miss Rebel just says, I used to eat olives a lot. I realised I realise in the supermarkets they pump it with just, which is true, with salt, and it has given me heart palpitations, especially when it's fresh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sharing, Miss Rebel. That's crazy.
I think well, unfortunately, we're not able to go out to some of the farmers market now. But in the market, they have the fresh olives on the table.
They do, yeah.
In the jars. And sometimes they're not even that expensive, but they take so much juice. They're so much nicer. They are. So much nicer. Olives. So I recommend people to have lots of olives. I remember when I was younger, I used to love my olives on pizza.
Yeah, that's the one. It has to be. I don't know what it is. I have a bit of a strange thing where today we had chicken and salad, and then I did the green olives with the salad. But when I'm eating pasta or pizza, it has to be black olives.
Black olives, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's just like a random OCD thing, but yeah, olives is one thing that if they recommend olive oil, then it should be less olive oil and more of the olives itself.
But the thing about with the olives as well, you could use them as a snack as well. You know, this will be not bigger. You can use these as a snack. Olives. Just have a small bowl of olives. I'm normally snacking on. I have my pumpkin seeds, roasted pumpkin seeds. I have blueberries or my cashew nuts. I love cashew nuts. You know, so even nuts is good for the body as well.
Oh,
like the walnuts. You know.
Lovely. That's amazing. Definitely. So that's something again that I'll definitely link down in the description, because those are again the nuts, those are important.
The nuts are so important, because you get a lot of nutrition from nuts and a lot of oils from nuts. They help with the body as well.
Yeah, totally, definitely. So, do you believe the mindset plays a part? Because I am conscious of the time, but do you believe quickly that the mindset is something that can help us in kind of getting onto the right route to actually reversing these?
Part 1 of my book. What did that say? The mindset.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it all starts. That's where it starts in front of my book, yeah? And it starts there. And this is why I'm on this journey, yeah? Because just think, in the UK, you got 5.5 million plus people with diabetes, yeah, okay? There's 400 million people worldwide with diabetes. Yeah, okay. And by 2040, they expect it to go to 600 million diabetes. Yeah? They want it to grow. I'm saying to myself, you know, how can you reverse or get started to reversing type 2 diabetes? It's in the mind. Number 1, can I do it? Number 2, what do I need to do it? You know? And number 3, who's done it already? You need testimonies of people like myself to, okay, this is what I done. Would you like to do it?
Yeah.
You know, so the mindset, and even like affirmations as well. I got a list of affirmations in the book as well, which we talk about. You know, of what people should be saying to themselves. I want to reverse my type 2 diabetes. I can reverse my type 2 diabetes. I will reverse my type 2 diabetes. What do I need to do? I will do what it takes. You know, type 2 diabetes isn't a life sentence. It's an opportunity. Yeah, it's an opportunity. Yeah, because with type 2, it's what you put in your mouth. So once you understand that and implement certain things, it's temporary. Yeah, it's temporary. Like now on page 70, yeah, of the book. Yeah, I'll show you the picture in a second. Page 70 of my book, yeah. I got 4 lemon tarts there. Yeah? 4 lemon tarts. But Sophie, don't get me wrong, I'm not testing you. Which one would you like? The big
Well, obviously the one nearest to you guys. No, seriously. Maybe the second one in.
What I'm saying, the largest one, yeah, is exactly the same as the smallest one. They taste exactly the same. Yeah. So
Yes.
sometimes I would, like my mum says, your eyes bigger than your belly.
Yeah.
Your eyes bigger than your belly. So what I'm saying to you, have the small one as a reward. Yeah. So if you're gonna if you're gonna sustain from eating all the foods that you normally eat, yeah, for 1 week or 2 weeks, yeah. At the end of the month, yeah, you didn't have your biscuits, you didn't have your fizzy drink, you cut down on your carbohydrates, and at the end of the month your blood sugar's gone down, yeah. Then you could have a small bit to reward yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Reward yourself. Because if you don't reward yourself, you're gonna think to myself, oh man, I'm gonna eat that cake, I'm not supposed to eat it. So now you're messing about with your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're messing about with your mind now. So don't mess about with your mind. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Just know, okay, I'm gonna do what it takes for the next month. And then boy, that cake, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. Just work it off, right? And then Miss Rebel Jules put a very interesting question. How do you both stay disciplined in your healthy eating? I'm just gonna go. If you could answer that first. And then what I'm going to do is I just need to get the actual lead for my laptop. So I'll be 1 second. So if you keep answering that, and then I'm going to come and then I'm going to answer.
How do you both stay so disciplined? I tell you what makes you disciplined. After a period of time of changing your habits, slowly, your palate changes as well. Once your palate changes, your sugar level, your salt level goes down, and then you get used to having less things with salt as well. For example, how do you manage to drink 2 liters of water a day or 1 hour a day? You get the bottle. This is 250. No, the liquid's in it. This is 250 ml bottle, yeah? Okay? 250 ml. You fill up, you fill 4 of these with water, that's 4 a liter. Yeah, okay? You keep them around you, wherever you're doing, in the kitchen, bedroom, wherever. If you're not used to it, get more bottles, yeah? Have smaller ones and have them in different places in the house. So when you go to just drink it. Yeah. I have one of these bottles with warm, room temperature lemon and lime in it in the morning, and my side bed beside my bed. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I have is my lemon water. Yeah, lemon water. When I was diabetic and I was overweight, yeah, I had a fatty liver. Yeah, I had a fatty liver. I told my friend about it, but I got fatty liver. He said, Lyndon, add some fresh lemon to your water, and that will cut down the fatty liver. I said, what? Yeah, fresh water in the morning with lemon, that would help you. Being disciplined is saying to yourself, I don't need you now. I don't feel hungry. Yeah? I will have you when I need to have you. Yeah, and that's the hardest part. Don't get me wrong, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Don't get me wrong. I've been there. I know the feeling. Yeah, but it's so hard just to drink water. It really, really is. You know, but you have to do the thing that keeps you disciplined. Yeah. If I say to you, with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, yeah, every 22 seconds somebody loses a lower limb. Every 6 seconds somebody dies from diabetes. Yeah. If you run into the toilet every 3 to 4 hours, if you got pins and needles in your toes and your feet, if you're putting on weight, yeah. If you're feeling hungry all the time, yeah. If you're thirsty all the time, yeah. If you got slow healing of cuts, yeah. If you're always feeling tired, like you want to sleep, These are the signs of diabetes. Yeah. If you want to maintain these feelings, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. If you don't, do what it takes. Yeah. To reverse it.
Thank you, Lyndon. And I totally, well, I agree. I'm not as disciplined, but I do have which I do commonly speak about, uterine fibroids and the same kind of symptoms that you talk about, like the tiredness, the pins and needles. I used to get. Not as much now, but it wasn't a weight thing because I used to be actually a lot slimmer. It was just a case of that maybe I was eating stuff with soy in it, which now I don't eat soy products because I was a vegetarian, so I was consuming a lot of soy, and that was something where I didn't even notice any difference in my hair, and my hair was covered up a lot anyway. But to kind of keep disciplined, it's a weird one. And I have said this to like a few people, including Miss Rebel, like I do have a treat day. So once a week I say, right, I'm going to give myself a treat. At the moment, I do say, give myself like the minimum to do 10,000 steps. There are days when I've not been able to do that. And you just want to be warm and 10,000 steps, if not 20,000 steps. Sometimes I actually say, you know what, if you do that, then you'll see the benefits. So now I'm actually going to be doing I'm going to be doing fasting. So I'm going to be doing that for a month. But that's something where, again, I've already worked out my diary with what exactly I'm going to eat, making sure that I get the right proteins and stuff like that. So I kind of stay disciplined in a sense of that. I kind of have to write out my goals first. And then I can do it. And then I know that I'll be like, right, I'll see the results afterwards.
When you write out your goals, just write them. Don't think about it. Yeah? Because once you start thinking about it, you feel you're second guessing yourself. Because you realize what you didn't do before. So you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to put that down because I didn't do it before. So what am I going to do now? Just write it down.
Yeah, that's what I've done. So I've written it down. I'm not looking back on the past. I'm looking to the future. I'm like,
generally, people are afraid to put down what they really want to achieve.
Yeah.
They write down what's easy to achieve. Yeah. That's easy to do. Yeah. One of the toughest things for me, was writing down all the things that I was going through. Yeah. And when I started to write the book, I was reading what I was going through. And I became so emotional, because it's a journey, it's a trip. And you don't realize what you're going through. So I tell people out there, write down what you're eating every day. Yeah?
That's exactly what I said. That's what I said. So writing down exactly what I'm going to be eating, because if I don't know what I'm going to eat I have to plan out our foods anyway. But if I don't know what I'm going to be eating day to day, then I'm just like, I'm one of those people. I guess everyone's different, but I'm one of those people where I think if Sophie don't plan her food on that day, Sophie's going to go buying this snack, and I'm going to just be eating everything. And it's going to be worse because I'm a seafood person. Not as badly as I was, because I didn't have to worry about my weight as much, but I kind of do. And and also with fibroids as well, you have to eat the right food, otherwise you're just going to be in pain all day and stuff like that. So
if you're a fish lover, anyone out there would love their fish, with fish.
Oh, Lyndon, not seafood, seafood. I like seafood as well. I hope anyone on this call can relate.
To your career, you know. Anyway, let me say what I want to say anyway, because if you like fish, for example, not seafood, if you're a fish lover, what builds up in the system sometimes you get parasites in the body. Yeah, okay. And the way to get rid of parasites is to have watermelon with the black seeds, yeah, pumpkin seed, yeah, and papaya with the seed, yeah, and you blend it all down and then you drink it.
Oh,
And it helps take the parasites out of the body.
That's really helpful. So that's what kind of encourages parasites. So would you say things like clove as well? And I'm going off on a random.
Clove is brilliant. I love clove. The thing about it, some people don't like cloves because when you put it in your tea, it floats to the top. So when they drink it, yeah, they kind of suck that in. You know, but it's toothache anyway. And I like to put cloves when I'm making rice sometimes in the water. Yeah, start anise and cloves in water with some onions and bay leaves just to make a stock. You know, and it just infuses it, and then you can take it out before the rice is cooked and just leave it in there.
Yeah, that is delicious. I love it in rice. I don't eat only eat rice like ever so often, but I normally drink the clove tea, but I love it both in rice and in a tea. And KIB's World says, wow, that's brilliant, Lyndon. And Miss Ford says, nice advice for planning. Yes. So I'll go back to our questions. So I'm just gonna go through the last couple of questions because I know we've kind of gone over our time slightly. So what is the main kind of key advice you'd give anyone that's actually looking to go from a more prescription side? They're used to going to a doctor. They're scared to take that leap in a more natural route. What would you advice would you actually give?
The first I would give to change over. Do it gradually. Yeah, do it slowly. Not just change overnight. If you do it overnight, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up your mindset, your mentality. Because you've been doing certain things all your life. Now you suddenly want to change it overnight. That's the toughest part. Yeah, because I changed overnight. It wasn't easy, but I was determined to maintain it. Yeah, I missed out on a lot of things. Just think, all my life I've been doing ginger beer, mango juice, all these nice color boxes all my life. And then suddenly, I've stopped. You know, what do I drink now? It's like, I never really drink water, so what am I going to drink now? You know. So, me personally, I went on to herbal teas. I had to find out what herbal teas are like, you know. And then with the water, I had to find out how to infuse the water, you know. And then make a list of foods, ingredients that you do like. For example, like from white onion, I went to red onion. Why red onion? Red onion is a flavonoid food. It's going to really nourishes the pancreas. And when you cook down a red onion, it gets sweeter anyway. You get natural sweetness, natural juices out of a red onion. So it caramelizes itself down. And that's beautiful. I love to caramelize down tomato with onion. Yeah. And also with some of the ingredients that we've spoken about, they're good for the prostate as well. Like cooked tomato is good for men's prostate. Yeah, so we must have, even though I'm talking diabetes, these are foods that we talk about. They're going to help with other things within your body.
Yeah,
clear up. You know, I had pains in my stomach for over a year. Once I started to eat cleanly, exercise, the pain went. I went for a full body scan. Yeah, and they couldn't find anything wrong with me apart from my fatty liver. You know, and my kidney was out of place. But that's about it. So all the ailments that I was feeling in my body, once I lost the weight, once I started to eat cleanly, detox, I came back and I felt so much better. You know? So on Monday, we're doing a skipping challenge. If anyone see, yeah? We're doing a skipping challenge. Yeah? Careful.
I love skipping. I do love skipping. You know what? My twin sister and my other sister, but all three of us, we all have skipping ropes. We love to skip.
Oh, I'll send you the link.
Yeah. And I'll put it in the description for anyone that would be interested. That sounds fun. And then lastly, Lyndon, where do you see within our community, like when it comes to the mindset of nutrition? I personally had to ditch some of I do love my traditional food, don't get me wrong, and I can cook all of it when it comes to the Jamaican side. However, I know a lot of the foods I can't eat them. So what would you say, where do you see like nutrition in the next 5, maybe 10 years when it actually comes to our community?
I think our community is getting more aware of better eating now. Like, for example, we're talking about food today, menu, nutrition, different things. We're learning every day. Every day we're learning. When I started to go on to cultural events before lockdown, you know, I was seeing more people in the culture. I didn't know there was another, how can I put it, another organizations that's talking about fresh food all the time, you know, and they talk about it. So you learned about moringa, Celebrity, you know, all these other things that's come from Jamaica. And like mangoes, they drop on the floor in Jamaica, and we just eat them. And we have to go to the shop and buy mango. But mango, the leaves is good for you for the diabetes, you know. But it's funny how diabetes is very prevalent in the Caribbean, you know. So right now we're trying to change that. I'm part of another organization, Take Free Chef. TakeFreeChef.com, done by a lady named Teresa, and there's 5 of us in this organization where we're doing videos of cooking sessions to help people to understand number 1, how to cook traditional Jamaican Caribbean food. Number 2, how to cook vegan, fish food, vegetarian. And number 3, how to cook foods that are healthy, nutritious for diabetics and for prostate as well. And that's what we do in the TakeFreeChefs.com program. So we're doing things to help the community as well. And there's lots more people out within the community who are promoting healthy eating. Yeah. And for the younger generation that's coming through, parents, they are teaching them more and more. So if you're a parent out there, when the events come on, they're talking about good food and nutrition, bring them onto that. Yeah. Come on, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she's 17 now, and she has detox days. How often do you find a teenagers have detox days if they're not an athlete? You know? So this is cleaning now because she see me doing it. Yeah. You know, which is brilliant.
And duplication is the thing, isn't it? Especially for the younger generation. Yeah. Like, so it's so easy to go for something convenient that will take quick to do, but in actual fact, half of the things that what we mentioned today, those are actually quicker to cook and actually taste better as well. So yeah. I'll definitely link the details of your cooking sessions too, because that's something that sounds like nice, and then it's something to break the cycle where we're not having too much starchy foods or too much foods that we don't even realize that are causing maybe diabetes or even hair loss or any kind of organ like function issues, so it's so important, and it's so amazing, like everything that you've given us today. So I know, yeah, thank you so much for the comments as well. So Miss Rebel says, interesting about the onions, and yes, diabetes and high blood pressure, because we love sweet food and seasoning. Ain't that the truth? Because seasoning, it's like the one thing I'm like, no, you can't have it without any kind of, I like to make my own jerk seasoning, but sometimes when you have to go for the proper seasoning, and then that's just going to contain loads of salt anyway, and then we put salt on top of salt, and it just makes it like a whole issue. So be educated.
But within the Caribbean, though, with the foods that we eat, when I was younger, we had rice and peas on a Sunday, and that was it. And then leftovers on a Monday.
On the Sunday morning, it was the leftover breakfast, the boiled dumpling with fried. And then after that was the ackee and saltfish, and then we'd have a big dinner. That was the Davis household.
Listen, I got a confession to you guys. I'm gonna confess. I'm human just like all of you. But you know something? When the day after dumpling, I used to slice the dumpling and then fry it in the frying pan and put some onions in there. Boy! Also, I did the same thing with potatoes as well. Because sometimes my mum liked to boil a potato, the plantain, the yam, the plantain, the sweet potato, everything in one pot. And she leaves it in there. So what I would do, I would take it all out, I would clean it, I would slice them, put it in the frying pan, put it around it's nice and gold, and then put some onions in there.
A Way of Life says, thank you for this live, very informative. Thank you. But it's been Miss Rebels, KIHB's laughing, and Miss Rebel says yes to the fried leftover dumpling. That seriously, the kids don't know when they're born. Seriously. Ain't a thing, right? Like, it was just what you remember about childhood in general. But
even now, I eat a lot of spinach, callaloo. When I was younger, before my mum used to go to church, or when we go to church on a Sunday morning, she always used to make callaloo, spinach for my dad for breakfast. And I hated the smell, and I hated the taste as well. Oh, Mum, just give me a fried egg and baked beans and a beer can, you know what I'm saying? Do this on a Sunday morning, you can smell it. And we used to stop, we didn't go downstairs because we didn't want to eat it.
And then now
I love it.
Love it. It's crazy, isn't it?
I love spinach now.
Yeah.
The heavy greens, I love heavy greens now.
Yeah.
What's my heavy greens now? What I love is I put Scotch bonnet with it as well.
Lovely. Yeah.
One of the things I love with Scotch bonnet, you get a bunch of Scotch bonnets. My mum grows her own Scotch bonnet, okay? So what she does, she put them in jars with vinegar. Vinegar.
Yeah.
And then I tell you no lie, for some reason it infuses the flavour of the Scotch bonnet, and even the vinegar you can use to put on your onions, your peppers. Chop it up. Jeez.
You know what? Easter because fish sold out, but I'm gonna wrap up today because I've actually got acupuncture therapy. Minutes. Seriously, it's been amazing having you on today.
Thank you very much, Sophie. It's my pleasure.
An amazing thing, and I just want to quickly say, Miss Rebel says the sounds nice and excavate.
I'm telling you, It will
Yeah.
add some more flavor to the escovitch fish. I'm telling you.
In it, definitely.
And
So,
another thing about it as well, you can use apple cider vinegar instead of normal vinegar now. Apple
yeah.
vinegar reduces blood sugars naturally.
Definitely. And then also, I know we're doing a live about our health, but that is the first thing when it comes to noticing a difference in the hair in general. So I just want to touch that back to that. So I want to thank you again, Lyndon, for joining me on like this has been an amazing wash day. I absolutely loved it. Information. And thank you everyone for tuning in today. And Lyndon, I hope we can do another one again soon. So
yeah,
definitely. Definitely. My pleasure too. And thanks everyone for tuning in. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And we will stay tuned and we'll see you soon. All right, take care everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.